Good morning. The House Education Committee will come to order. First, I want to welcome members of the Senate Early Learning and K-12 Committee, as well as members of the public, both in person and online. Those who are called upon to testify, please note that the use of props or visual aids when testifying is a violation of House rules and will not be permitted. The testimony timer is set for 2 minutes. When the light turns green, you may begin your testimony. The light will turn yellow when you have 30 seconds left, so please begin to wrap up your remarks. And then when the light turns red, please conclude your comments. The chair will also remind testifiers to use respectful language as you comment on the measure, and I remind the seated audience in House Hearing Room A to be respectful of those who are testifying. Testimony should focus on the substance of the initiative and should not call into question the motives of others. Audible or visible expressions of support or opposition, such as clapping, booing, or holding signs, is also a violation of House rules and will not be permitted. In general, the chair will seek to alternate the hearing testimony between those who support the initiative and those who do not. And I see that we have several who have signed in other. Please proceed.
Thank you. Representative Santos, Representative Rood, Senator Wellman, and Senator Hawkins, and everyone here in this joint committee. Good morning. For the record, my name is Jim Walsh. I am a state representative from the 19th District. So Representative McIntyre has the duty of serving with me from that part of the state. And I am also the person who filed Initiative 2081 with the Secretary of State. Engaged parents raise healthy and happy kids. The point of this initiative is to engage parents and grandparents and legal guardians in the upbringing of their children. As Senator Wellman noted in her opening remarks, there is some confusion among parents, among people, about what rights they have as parents with engagement, to engage with the education and the care of their children. And what this initiative seeks to do is clarify those rights and let parents know in plain, straightforward terms what they can expect, what they can do, what they can know in raising their children. And it's the knowing that is the most important part of this, in my opinion. We want parents to be engaged and be confident that they can know what's going on with their minor children. And I believe that if we do that more effectively, we will see children in this state who themselves are more engaged. And this initiative has been drafted carefully so that it does synchronize well with existing law, and in fact, doesn't change most existing law. It just lets parents and guardians know. Please vote yes, and please move this onto the floor where we can put it into law very quickly. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative.
Good morning, Chair Santos, Wellman, and members of the committees. I'm Naswe Nishida, representing the Washington Education Association, and we are testifying other on Initiative 2081. WA believes parents, as well as guardians and other family members, have the right and the responsibility to partner with educators to ensure that students have the learning opportunities, resources, and supports for success. Educators look for ways to foster parent engagement. Parents are welcome and a crucial presence in schools, assisting educators in classrooms, celebrating student milestones, chaperoning field trips, leading parent associations, and actively engaging in many other ways with students and educators. In our analysis of Initiative 2081, we see that parents have had the right to review curriculum, classroom materials, textbooks, and visit their students' classrooms since 1979. Parents have also had the right to opt their students out of sexual health classes since 2007. We expect our members and all educators to continue observing the non-discrimination laws that the state and federal governments have long had enacted. We appreciate committee staff affirming our analysis that no existing RCWs are repealed in this bill, but we do find the language of this initiative to be vague, confusing, and duplicative. Should you pass this legislation and initiative, WA wants to ensure students feel safe in their schools and that their learning needs are met. In working with our parents and partners, we are concerned that this proposed initiative is already causing LGBTQ+ students to feel anxious, vulnerable, and targeted. School districts will need to be careful as they consider this legislation so that no student or groups of students is harmed as it is enacted. If this legislation is passed, we strongly request that the legislature provide resources to monitor the implementation and compliance of this legislation and assist school districts in interpreting the laws by providing guidance. WA members know firsthand that the fabric of a healthy school community is made up not only of dedicated staff members and engaged students, but also interested, involved parents and guardians. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Melissa Patrini. I'm a elected school board member for the Highline School District, but I am not here on behalf of the school or the district. I'm here as a parent of 6 children, one with autism, one with Down syndrome, others with other educational needs, and here hoping to help make our schools a safe, inclusive, and equitable and academically strong place for our students to thrive in. I'm here to speak in favor of House Initiative 2081. I also want to help make it happen, we need to continually work to build bridges of trust with our parents and communities, especially at a time of high mental health issues, depression, and record-breaking suicide among our young ones. There's never been a time more than now where we need to work together to bring about the best solutions and perspectives from all sides, listening and learning from one another, and trusting parents to have access to important information that will help them support their own children. This initiative seeks to strengthen parental knowledge and engagement and to promote equitable access to any and all information to help their children mentally, socially, physically, and academically thrive. This initiative seeks to promote inclusiveness of families of faith and differing sexual identity attitudes and to trust parents who know and love their children best. This initiative will also make historically marginalized groups have confidence in speaking up on behalf of their children and their family values. This initiative will give parents the tools and information they need to help and understand those children who are categorized into an elevated high-risk group for mental health and suicide, can then be more proactive in watching for signs to help mitigate and intervene, which could save their children's lives. To leave parents in the dark about elevated risks would be negligence, and the liability would rest upon the schools and the state for not partnering with parents fully. When our students have support from all sides, parents, teachers, and society, they will thrive in school, in their home environment, and regain confidence in the future they choose. Thank you. I hope for your support.
Good morning, Madam Chairs and committee members. My name is Lisa Keating. I'm the president of the Tacoma School Board. I am testifying as other on I-2081 today. Our schools are welcoming Our schools welcome healthy involvement from families and appreciate when parents and guardians wish to be active in their child's education. The language of this initiative outlines what our school leaders are already providing to families. In our analysis, the vagueness of some of the parental notification provisions regarding mental health will create situations where real-time decisions will have to be made in terms of meeting the needs of students in immediate crisis. We are confident that guidance can be developed that will protect the immediate interests of the student in need while balancing the immediacy of needs to inform parents and guardians of issues arising with their children. We take great pride in our wraparound student support through our comprehensive social, emotional, and physical health care support structures throughout the district. We know that there are concerns that this proposal may be interpreted in such a manner as to require us to tell a student in crisis to pause while we give notice to their parents. However, we are confident that we will still be able to help every child in real time and on-site, a service that we believe the families who entrust us with their children's care every day of the school year expect from us. We know that student social, emotional, and physical needs can arise quickly and may change dramatically depending on the student grade level. This is especially true when students have a cognitive or developmental disability. Our education staff are highly trained professionals, and they should be allowed, and in some cases have a legal duty to intervene immediately when it is best interest of the child and the student in crisis. While this specific proposal is unamendable, we will be asking for clear statewide guidance and addressing provisions that are vague and where implementation issues may arise, and strong oversight by the legislature. We look forward to partnering with the legislature and families in a functional way that supports our kids. Thank you.
Good morning, chairs and members of this committee. My name is Matthew Wilson. I'm the Executive Director of Oasis Youth Center. I'm testifying as other. For nearly 40 years, Oasis has been providing a supportive after-school and drop-in center for LGBTQ youth in the Pierce County area. LGBTQ youth need a safe place to openly talk about topics that deal with their orientation. It's reassuring that both the House and Senate Council have stated that the language in this initiative does not change anything in our current laws. Because over the last 10 years, the Washington legislature has worked to put a safety net in place to protect our LGBTQ youth in our school and communities. And I'm hearing those laws and protections will hold. If there are any weaknesses in that safety net, our expectation will be that the legislature will be taking quick action to correct it. The youth are counting on the legislature and OSPI to provide clear guidance to school districts and staff on the implementation of this initiative before the legislation is enacted. The unclear, vague language in this initiative can lead to confusion and unnecessary anxiety, so we'll be continuing to work with this body to make sure that immediate action is taken when necessary. This initiative cannot stand in the way of youth accessing life-saving and life-changing resources like Oasis and other LGBTQ youth centers. Thank you for your time.
Proceed.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chair Santos, Chair Wellman, and committee members. My name is Jean Welch Hill, and I'm speaking for the Washington State Catholic Conference. The conference is the public policy voice of the 5 bishops of the state, and we urge your support in passing Initiative 2081, which does reinforce parents' rights in their children's education. As stated in the initiative, parents are the primary stakeholders in their children's upbringing. Parental involvement is a significant factor in increasing student achievement, and access to student information encourages greater parental involvement, as you've heard. We appreciate Senator Wellman's and others' efforts to make information about existing parental rights more accessible, and believe this initiative is another opportunity to do so. By enumerating the rights in one location, the legislature assures parents that their rights and responsibility for their child's health and well-being does not end at the schoolhouse door. By exercising its mission to educate, the family contributes to the common good and constitutes the first school of social virtue, which all societies need. The role that parents play in the raising of their children is an important aspect of our faith, and it is supported by this initiative, and we would urge your support as well. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer Withey, and I'm with the Family Policy Institute of Washington. I'd like to make a note that people who have signed an opinion in for this initiative, 89% of them are pro. When we got signatures, we had to get over 400,000 signatures, and we did it. It's evident that the people have spoken. This is not politics. It's not a partisan issue. It's about parental rights. I speak to parents all over the state, and time after time I have heard stories of their parental rights being infringed upon. I was contacted by a mother whose 6-year-old daughter kept having conversations with the PE teacher about gender and sexuality. The mother told the principal, "Please stop. This violates our religious beliefs." And she was ignored. In Edmonds, 7-year-old children were taught about pronouns and sexuality. The parents were not given the opportunity to see the curriculum or opt out. They didn't even know. Another father told me, "I've been disenfranchised from my daughters because my daughters were taught that white men were the problem in this country." A teacher contacted me and told me, "My principal is telling me to lie to parents about their children's gender identity." It is evident that we need this law to reinforce the rights of parents. Time and time again in federal and state law, it has been emphasized that parental rights are paramount in our country. And so I am asking you, listen to the people and please pass this law. Thank you.
Chair Shavers, would you please read into the record all those wishing to testify as well as those not wishing to testify, but who have signed in.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We had a total of 158 people signed in to testify, 150 pro, 1 con, 7 others. We have 6,477 non-testifiers, 5,756 pro, 692 con, 29 other.
Thank you, and that closes